This guy, Billy Joel, I don't know who that is or what that is.
Back then, his whole life was the band.
We just wanted to make as much noise as possible. I didn't know one person who liked what we were doing. I wanted to put together.
Billy Joel's And So It Goes remains one of those rare songs that captures the quiet ache of love, loss, and reflection in a way only Joel can. The song is more than just a melody, it's a confession, a letter written in silence and a mirror to the soul of its composer. Unlike many of Joel's energetic or storytelling-driven hits, this piece stands as a soft, haunting ballad that speaks to vulnerability. Its power lies in its simplicity and unguarded voice, a minimal piano accompaniment, and lyrics that feel both deeply personal and universally relatable. Each line unfolds like the slow opening of an old wound, yet there's a strange beauty in the pain, a calm acceptance that makes the song resonate across generations. The song was written during a time of deep introspection for Billy Joel. It reflects not only the fragility of love, but also the emotional maturity of someone who has lived through heartbreak and learned that not every love story has to end with closure or clarity. In And So It Goes, the story isn't about a grand romantic gesture or a dramatic ending. It's about quiet surrender, accepting what cannot be changed and holding on to the lessons that remain. The piano melody, delicate yet deliberate, becomes the heartbeat of the song, echoing the weight of unsaid words. Every note feels like a sigh, a whispered truth carried through time. What makes this song especially timeless is the restraint Joel shows in his delivery. He doesn't reach for vocal power. Instead, he leans into the emotion of understatement. The pauses between the lines feel intentional, allowing the listener to breathe and reflect. There is a vulnerability in his voice that makes the listener feel as though they've been invited into something deeply personal, like reading someone's private journal. Through that simplicity, Joel achieves something profound. He turns personal pain into collective healing. Lyrically, the song is a masterpiece of balance. It speaks of love with both tenderness and distance, as if the narrator has already accepted that love sometimes comes without permanence. The opening line, quiet and reflective, sets the tone for what follows, a gentle meditation on what it means to love without expecting return, to open oneself up even when knowing that heartbreak might follow. Joel's words, "And every time I've held a rose, it seems I only felt the thorns," capture the duality of love beauty, intertwined with pain, joy shadowed by loss. It's poetry set to piano, expressing what words alone could never fully capture. The song's emotional depth is heightened by its simplicity. Unlike many ballads that rely on grand orchestration, And So It Goes strips everything down to the essentials: voice and piano, that minimalism becomes its strength. It's as though Joel wanted to remove every distraction so that nothing stands between the listener and the emotion. The song's structure follows a calm, steady progression, mirroring the acceptance it portrays. There are no sudden climaxes or changes in tempo, just a steady emotional pulse that carries the listener from beginning to end. It's an approach that shows how silence, restraint, and stillness can be just as powerful as sound. Over the years, And So It Goes has become one of Joel's most respected and beloved works, not because it's flashy, but because it feels real. Many fans see it as one of his purest artistic statements, a piece that stands apart from his more commercial hits. The song's honesty allows it to connect with anyone who's ever loved deeply and lost quietly. It's the kind of song that people return to in moments of reflection late at night, during heartbreak, or in those quiet pauses between chapters of life. It has a timeless quality that doesn't age because the emotions it captures are eternal. Billy Joel's mastery as a songwriter shines through in how he turns simplicity into art. The song's lyrical structure is repetitive, yet meaningful, using that repetition to reinforce the inevitability of the situation. The phrase, "and so it goes" itself becomes a mantra of acceptance, a recognition that life moves on, love fades, and yet, somehow, we endure. It's the essence of human experience distilled into a few verses. The final lines, offering a mix of resignation and grace, feel like the closing of a chapter. It's not bitterness that remains, but peace, a gentle understanding that everything has its time. Beyond its lyrical brilliance, the emotional context surrounding the song adds another layer to its meaning. Joel wrote it during a period of personal reflection, and the raw honesty in the lyrics reveals a side of him that fans rarely saw. The song became an outlet, a way to express what couldn't be said directly. That's part of what gives it such a lasting emotional impact. It's not just a song about love, it's a song about human vulnerability. It reminds listeners that strength isn't about hiding pain, but about facing it, accepting it, and finding beauty in the truth of it. The melody, simple yet haunting, flows like a quiet conversation between the heart and the soul. Each chord change feels deliberate, as if every note has been chosen to reflect a particular emotion. There's a gentle melancholy that lingers even after the song ends, as though the silence that follows carries its own echo. The piano doesn't just accompany the words, it becomes part of them, mirroring the rise and fall of emotion. It's a perfect example of how Joel uses music not to overpower the lyrics, but to serve them, allowing both to exist in harmony. Over time, "And So It Goes" has found new life through countless covers and performances, yet none seem to capture the fragile magic of Joel's original. The reason is simple: the song's power lies not in vocal range or technical skill, but in emotional honesty. It's a song that demands sincerity. When Joel sings it, it doesn't feel like performance, it feels like truth. That's why it continues to resonate decades later. Listeners feel as though the song was written for them, for their own heartbreak, for their own quiet moments of acceptance. In many ways, "And So It Goes" stands as a symbol of Billy Joel's artistry. He has written songs that are grand, humorous, and socially reflective, but this one feels stripped of everything except the core of what makes music powerful emotion. It's not a song made to impress, it's a song made to express. That's why it has remained timeless. It reminds us that even the simplest arrangements can carry the deepest emotions, that music doesn't need to be complex to be profound. As the years pass, the song continues to gain new meaning. Each generation finds something different in it. To some, it's a love song, to others, it's a farewell. Some hear regret, others hear peace. That duality is what gives it longevity. It's not a song that tells you how to feel, it gives you space to feel whatever you need to. The listener becomes part of the song's story, completing it with their own emotions. Billy Joel once said that music, at its best, should tell the truth. "And So It Goes" is perhaps one of his truest works, a song that doesn't hide behind metaphors or production, but instead lays bare the simple truth of human connection and loss. It teaches that sometimes, the bravest thing one can do is simply let go and keep moving forward. The refrain, "And So It Goes," becomes a kind of emotional mantra, a gentle acceptance of life's unpredictable rhythms. There's something cinematic about the way the song unfolds. You can almost picture the scenes it describes: the quiet room, the soft light, the moment when words fail but emotions remain. It's a song that doesn't need visuals because it paints its own images in the listener's mind. Every time it's played, it feels like a short film in sound filled with longing, memory, and quiet acceptance. The legacy of "And So It Goes" goes beyond charts or awards. It's the kind of song that lives in the quiet spaces of people's lives. It's played at farewells, remembered during heartbreaks, and revisited in moments of peace. Its simplicity allows it to transcend time, culture, and even age. Billy Joel didn't just write a song, he captured an emotion that belongs to everyone. It's the rare kind of art that feels both deeply personal and universally shared. Listening to it today, decades after its release, the song still holds the same quiet power. Its message feels even more relevant in a world that often rushes past emotion in search of distraction. It reminds us to pause, to feel, to reflect, to understand that life moves in cycles of love and loss, and that acceptance is not defeat, but wisdom. And So It Goes isn't just a song, it's a reflection of the human condition, a soft-spoken truth that continues to echo through time. And so it goes, as Billy Joel wrote, and so it will continue to go, as long as people love, lose, and remember. His song remains a timeless whisper in the soundtrack of life, reminding us all that even in silence, the heart still speaks.